Polysonic Joy is Simon Brown, Tyler Story, Alicia Zeladova, and John Hansen.
And Skeletor.
Actually, a lot of the songs, or most of the songs, it's originated with Simon. He's had, I don't know if it started with Tempest, but you had...
Sure, yeah.
Okay, I guess we'll...
Some of the songs. Yeah.
Some of the songs he started doing in a band a couple of years ago that was called Tempest. And I don't know, I saw them play a show at a record store in Pittsfield. Then after that show, he disappeared off the face of the earth for me. And then it wasn't until shows started getting booked at this nightclub in Pittsfield called Chameleons that he came back with it and calling it Polysonic Joy. And he had Alicia with him playing bass, and another friend of ours, a cohort person in our life called John Hubbard. He was playing drums, and since then it's just kind of transformed, and John Hubbard was out and Tyler was in, and I came in to help with guitar.
Alright, on three, we're vegans. 1, 2, 3, we're vegans. Sometimes the crowd participation is not all there.
Whatever, there's this thing that Briars or Jars, whatever the hell it's called, they had like basically orange sherbet with chocolate chunks. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Pittsfield's convenient. Pittsfield is convenient. It's just kind of been where I've been doing stuff. Like I've been afraid to move out of the area at times for various things, or when it came to going to college and just figuring out my world and stuff. So basically for the past several years I've been trying to figure out how to do what I want to do with the area. And it's taken me a while to get up to it, but I think I'm starting to get the hang of it.
Pittsfield is also a good location. It's not far from New York or Boston, and it's not expensive, so that helps.
Well, I'm a music teacher, composer. He works at Stop and Shop.
I work at a psychiatric hospital, coordinating education activities for the clinicians.
And this man needs a job.
I'm
All of
looking
those
for
employers.
tomorrow I'm going to. I'm getting an interview at a place, so
Highly qualified.
hopefully that works out.
We take the band really seriously. We practice like 9 hours a week, and on top of that we do tons of, the last month has been talking to recorders, recording the album for the last year or so, and getting press out there.
It's mostly something that I'm working on. I mean, they're involved in stuff as the activities as far as they need to as a band. It kind of just, I've kept it somewhat separate from this just because there's been so many things that Polysonic Joy has been tied into that it's been really hard to keep like track of where things are going. You know, we're playing the Moon Hoot show with Common Folk, putting that on. We're play a lot of other things that each of us find out and help each other out and finding out like shows and stuff, and as far as being involved with other people. So but Common Folk is mostly something that Common Folk, BAM Collision. I get my collectives mixed.
Yeah. We are guilty by association.
I would see what floats.
I would give them a speech about how they end up in whales' bellies.
Yeah.
I would inhale all the helium.
Like with that,
And
have
float
enough
away.
helium for Skeletor to float with. I remember doing that at a party when I was like 7. I was at this party, and it was this son and his dad did all the Absolute Vodka ads. So we got all these probably limited edition posters of all the ads in one, and we like folded them up and made airplanes. And then we tried to see how many posters would attach to balloons and float. Yeah.
I thought you were going to go in a different direction. I thought you meant you inhaled a bunch of helium when you were 7, and that's why you're,
That's why you're weird. I've already, I know what I would do because I've done it before. There was this show Tyler and I went to down in Providence, Rhode Island at this space called Spark City, and at some point someone just got out all these old Valentine's Day balloons, and so I started helping them fill them out, and it was this large packed space. I just started throwing them on top of the people in the crowd and just threw them around. It just turned whatever it was into a party, and that's really awesome.
Wasn't
It
that
turned everywhere back to a party.
Marissa who brought those out?
Yeah, it was probably, I have no
I
idea
think
who
she,
had them.
I think she had them.
But seriously, folks, balloons end up in whales' bellies. Find a different way of having fun.
The Rack on Tour, over and over again.
Well, let's see. I was listening to this Bessie Smith song called Pigfoot and a Bottle of Beer. Well, basically, the lyrics are give me a pigfoot and a bottle of beer. And it's like this old 20s Harlem Renaissance song that it's just, the lyrics are really like gangster for 1920s. It's just like, give me all this stuff. I'm not gonna pay nickel or quarter for anything, and like pay me money because I don't care. And it's just like all this really, really funny stuff. And I don't know.
We're listening to Cody Chestnut
Oh yeah,
on the way up.
Cody Chestnut.
You want to sing it?
Yeah.
No, not right now, but Stray Cats is in my record player right now at home. Tribe Called Quest is right underneath that. And The Doors. The Doors are awesome. A lot of Talking Heads. A lot of everything. Everything we can get our hands on pretty much. We have listening parties every week where we play
Oh yeah.
nerdy card games.
Nerdy
and-
card games. You gotta say the name.
Yeah, Dominion. Dominion folks play it.
With us.
And we,
Because we don't know anybody else to play with.
If you know how to play Dominion, we want you. to
I
hang out
named
with
my
us.
basement show space after a card in Dominion, so
Yeah, we're pretty
We're
deep
the vault.
into that world. But you know, we try and listen to a diverse array of music, from Bartok's percussion and orchestra pieces to like just something we think is stupid, and we end up being surprised by it.
I
Like
love hardcore.
Kanye West, who's just in the news. I love his new album. I think it's amazing. I mean, no matter what you think of him as a person, Yeezus is a great commentary on a lot of things.
I've been really into Manchester Orchestra lately. Dinosaur Jr., Screaming Females.
Yes.
John got me into them.
They're my favorite band. Well,
I don't know. I listen to a lot of stuff. Louis Armstrong, Ella Fitzgerald, Billie Holiday.
one rule to live by. I mean, the one rule I live by is very similar to Simon's. It's being honest with yourself, but it's also being honest with yourself so you can be honest with other people, because it's very, there's one of the really interesting things about being honest is that it leads you to, it forces you to explore a lot of vulnerabilities. It forces you to see what you're really about and what you're not about, and dealing with a lot of the outside pressure, and it's just, I gotta say right now, how my cares and my priorities, how they've changed, not even within the past 5 years, even within the past 2 or 1 year, how much that, even like a day from now, I mean usually past couple weeks it's been the same, but just how much your priorities and how much you care about changes from time to time, and what you are honest with yourself about, and what you try to project, what you try to prove to other people you're honest about, what you're about. It's like a really interesting thing to become skilled at, because it is a skill. It's a very hard thing for some people to do, and I feel like it's most rewarding to finding that piece that Simon was talking about, is when you can figure out those little idiosyncrasies and intricacies and practice with it, because it'll change.
I agree with that. If you're lying to yourself, you're probably lying to other people.
Guess I'm the only one who's not honest here.
We have an album coming out April Fool's Day. Buy it. Help support us.
Is it April Fool's Day for sure?
It is almost for certainly.
Or on
Possible.
April Fool's Day, are we going to be like, no, it's August 1st.
We have an album coming out. Find out for yourself whether it's going to be April Fool's Day or not.
Find out if our concert is going to be at the Bouncy House in Pittsfield.
And play Dominion.